I'm so pleased that I was able to go to a winter sewing workshop this morning and picked up some tips for winter sewing. As well as I was able to finally start a bunch more native flowers, which I'm really, really excited about. For now, I'm just going to set them inside this garden bed so that they don't blow over, blow away. I was able to get a lot of really cool seeds. This is a hairy mountain mint right here. Early sunflower, sneezeweed, hairy verbane, great blue lobelia. What's this? A hoary mountain mint, columbine, and spotted Joe Pye weed. I actually made 4 containers for Joe Pye weed because I really love that flower. I think it's just so pretty. And I wanted to have a lot of it in my garden. So, best of luck, little containers. I hope you can survive this winter weather, because this is probably the last time I'll see you until about, maybe I'll get out here in March. But right now it's February 1st, and I can't imagine I'm going to be out here very much for the next 6 weeks, but we had a mild thaw today. A lot of the snow has melted from my backyard, so I'm going to get started with putting up a bird feeder, and I wanted to get these winter sewing jugs out, and that might be it for today. But even that feels like a win after not being able to do really much in the garden for months. It feels like it's been cold forever, but really it's probably been the past like 3-4 weeks that it's been freezing or below freezing temperatures without a break. I'm really grateful for a little bit of a warmer day today, and hoping that we can get a couple more warm days so I can get out in the garden just a smidge and enjoy a little bit. Oscar! He stole my trowel, garden trowel. Hi, honey. Hi. Hi. Okay. Let's play. Where's your ball? I would like to set up a proper bird viewing area at some point, but it's very cold, and I don't think I could pound a shepherd's hook into the ground right now if I wanted to, because it is single digits going to be below freezing tonight, so it's just very, very cold. So for now, I'm going to use one of these hooks on the swing. Hopefully this will do for today. Feels very low. Okay, how about here? Not perfect, but it'll do for now. Yeah, let's just call it good for today. Okay. People who know things about birds, tell me if I'm doing this wrong. Trying to put the feeder next to the tree so that the birds have somewhere to shelter. If, well, that was easy. The ground's not even frozen. If there are any predators around. I did see a red-tailed hawk sitting right there on the fence next to the grapevine maybe like a week ago. So I know that probably he was hunting, if not the little songbirds, probably the little critters, the like chipmunks and squirrels and what have you that run around, because I had just filled the bird feeder. So here's hoping that putting a feeder on a hanger next to this my recycled Christmas tree will provide a little bit of protection or place for the birds to hide so they don't get eaten. Here's my cute bird feeder. I was trying really hard to see if I could get one from like Facebook Marketplace or someone reselling someone. I went to a bunch of yard sales this summer, but I just couldn't find anyone selling garden supplies, things like shepherd's hooks or bird feeders. So I did actually end up picking this one up from, my local home improvement center, big box store. And that was just the cheapest thing. Ideally, I did go to a workshop at a park near me about how to do bird feeders, and they suggested wild bird or wild feed. There's I'll have to look up the name of what the shop is that sells bird seed and bird feeders and accessories nearby me in Cuyahoga Falls. And if you're around in the Northeast Ohio area, I will link it. They suggested some really good local places where I can buy things like bird seed. I needed something really cheap just to get started, but I'm hoping that in the future I can support more local businesses and get whatever else I may need for this new hobby of learning how to watch the birds from a place that is local. And I suggest you do the same if you are able to. I know the economy being what it is, sometimes we have to just go with what the cheapest option is. And if that's your Lowe's, your Home Depot, your Amazon, no judgment there. But moving forward, we can try to either acquire from our community, share things, borrow things, get things from, our neighbors, marketplace, and as a last resort, go to the big box store. So that's what I did. I think that this is super cute. I love that it's yellow. It is about half empty now, which means that in like the couple of days that I've had it hanging, the birds have already found it and been enjoying it. So hopefully soon I'll be able to check out that wild bird food store, that name that I can't remember, and I will be replenishing from that local source. So yeah, this is my bird setup for now. And we'll just sort of see how that goes. It's pretty warm out, so I think I'm going to try and do one more thing. I have a plant that I was supposed to plant in the fall that I did not yet plant. And I don't know if I'm ambitious enough to try and plant it right now. I might just put it in a grow bag and put it outside just to make sure that it's getting enough sunlight and rain and snow and whatever so that it can survive till spring, and then I might just plant it out in the spring. So yes, I think that is the plan. Let me go and get that plant and we'll be right back. Okay, just keep deer and silly dogs from destroying this tree before I get to plant it properly in the ground. I just grabbed this bit of fencing from elsewhere in the yard. And let's see. It's kind of flimsy. I did buy chicken wire for planting the tree, but since this is not its final home, I don't want to invest a lot of time and energy into this. I did buy chicken wire and some T-posts for when I planted this tree into the ground, but I don't want to invest too much time or energy into this today. I just want to give it enough protection to survive until spring. So hopefully this will do the job. What do we think? I think this is okay for a little unplanned day in the garden. I just happen to have a little bit of sunshine and a tiny bit of time. Oh, they're both extreme luxuries. Time and sunshine. Nothing like a cold winter to remind you how much you love the sun. Okay, so I just grabbed this what is this? Plastic garden fence from wherever it was, somewhere else in my garden. And I decided to take the mulberry, put it in the grow bag, because I don't know when I'm going to be able to properly plant it in the ground, and I'm not 100% sure yet on the placement. But it's been sitting in my garage, and I'm worried that it's going to either dry out or die from lack of sun exposure. So I just put it in a grow bag for now, so it has a little bit of soil and it can be out here getting a little bit of sunlight and rain and snow and whatever happens in wintertime. And then I'm hoping in the spring I'll be able to properly plant it in the ground. I'm not exactly sure where I want to do placement wise. The things that I'm considering right now, I want this area behind me, so all along my back fence, to be sort of my garden for the birds. So I want trees and shrubs, things that are flowering and cute for me to look at, but also things that are native plants that are going to provide for wildlife as well. They're going to provide food or shelter for birds and bees and butterflies and other pollinators. So thinking about trees and shrubs and pretty things to plant along the back fence that can be the garden for the birds. Over in that direction is my main veggie garden, where I have my raised beds. And so I don't want to plant it anywhere that's going to cast shade over my veggie garden, because the red mulberry will eventually get to be a very large tree. I do have 2 apple trees over there, so I could consider placing it in between my apple trees over there, adding to my food forest. But the idea was really that I wanted mulberries produce way more berries than I could ever eat. I'm not really thinking about harvesting a ton off the mulberry. Really, I'm just thinking about how I can feed the birds and add to my native habitat, add to the native plants in my backyard that provide habitat for local wildlife. So I'm not sure. This is the north-facing side of my property. The front of my house is south-facing. The backyard is north-facing, so the sun rises over here in the east and sets over here in the west. So what does that mean? So I think if I plant it towards the back of my property, it's least likely to cast shade over the veggie garden, which is there. So I'm thinking somewhere along this back area, probably not too close to the fence because I want to be able to get behind the tree to be able to like maintain the fence line, but I'm not sure. I don't know. If you have ideas, let me know about where I should plant this mulberry tree. For now, I just have my recycled Christmas tree and my bird feeder, and that is the beginning of our garden for the birds. But also, we've started a lot of native plants, a lot of flowers that, in addition to the trees and shrubs that I hope to plant, will add up to, I'm hoping, a very nice landscape for this back area. Yeah. So if you are at all curious about my journey, I did share another video where I talked about the journey to get to this place. So all the work that I did to clear this back area, as well as the research that I've done on different native plants that I'm thinking about adding to this space for my garden for the birds. I can link that video in the cards for you if you are interested in hearing about how I'm designing my garden for the birds. And I think that's all. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.